Yeah,
was
yeah.
expensive as fuck. I got it from Inherited for no reason.
Okay, I respect that, man. All right,
Yeah.
what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Gore Show. This is episode 5. I think this is episode 5. We got Aroma here, Philadelphia. What's up, guys?
What's good?
What's going on? What's going on? Hey, can you guys introduce yourselves? I see we got three guys here. What's going on?
So yeah, I'm L. I play guitar in Aroma.
I'm Justin. I play drums.
Me and I do vocals.
Okay.
No bass.
No bass? No bass at all? Okay.
I mean, on recordings, but we don't do bass.
Yeah, don't have an actual bass player. Does it hinder you guys? Or are you cool with just being a 3-piece?
We get a lot of offers for a bassist, and
Yeah.
it's just extra time to teach them stuff, and I just like down tune like so fucking much.
Yeah.
I use like a pitch shifter through my setup, so it sounds insanely beefy. So
Yeah.
we really need one. I just want to keep it simple, keep it with 3.
Yeah, I respect that. It probably would be a pain in the ass to teach everything to someone when they just come along, and you already got it rocking with 3 people, so it's like, fuck it.
Yeah, some of our stuff is kind of on the complex side too.
Yeah,
But actually, Ian was supposed to play bass in the band, and we showed him some of the shit, and he was just like, I really can't do that. I don't want to fucking learn this shit.
Nah.
So
Nah.
he just ended up doing vocals, which is actually way better. He's a really good vocalist.
yeah. It was actually a pretty sick vocalist. I watched a couple of your guys. Well, I watched all the videos on your guys' Instagram. I was creeping heavy, just looking through all your guys' shit for when you come on. You rock 2 mics when you perform. I feel like I've not really seen that before. I could be wrong. There could be somebody who's doing it all the time, but I've not seen it before. Is there anything specific, or like any reason why you do that, or is it just easier to do with like the pitch shifting and all that shit to get the sound you want?
Yeah, I feel like other people probably do it, but not as often. But yeah, I kind of just wanted to go for the Dahmer, like back and forth, like high, clean, and
Which rocks.
pitch
Dahmer's
shift,
sick as
left
fuck.
to shifted, and
Back and forth from high to low.
yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much. And then I like combine them, and
Yeah, it looks really cool too. It creates definitely like a sick ass visual. I was watching all the shit. I was like, all right, man, that looks badass. You guys look really good on stage, man. You have a cool. It looks nice to see you guys perform. You look kind of badass when you were up there. I was like, all right, you had a good stage presence. I feel like I see a lot of bands and they kind of just stand around and don't really do anything. They look kind of boring. So it's cool to see you guys kind of,
That's all
get it
good.
going.
yeah,
That was kind of the part of when he didn't want to play bass. He had a couple questions like, "What do you want for vocals and shit?" I'm like, "Just run around, bro."
Yeah.
He does
Do
it
something
quite
sick
good.
like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really mosh normally, so that's the one place where I'm like, okay, I'm in charge, so I can just run around and fucking like jump at people, do flips on the ground,
Yeah.
roll around.
Yeah, he goes pretty fucking crazy sometimes.
Yeah, I like that. I think it seems pretty on point for like a lot of bands. There's a lot of the, guys, they do kind of the G.G. Allen routine. Do you take it that far? Do you bleed and get naked and stuff like that?
I've definitely bled, but not intentionally. Just like scraping
Yeah.
my elbow or something on the ground.
Yeah.
But
You do the somersault too, which is
yeah, I'll like do like a flip into the crowd and
Yeah.
kind of.
I like
I
it, though.
try not to get invade too much personal space.
Yeah.
But if I have like a friend in the front or someone I know, I'm gonna like kind of antagonize them to get the crowd kind of like, oh, we can do something, because usually they form a giant circle around me, just like pacing back and forth like a psychopath.
Yeah. It creates a good visual. So, all right, having you guys on. I listened to your guys' entire discography today. First of all, I think your split with Torture Pig is probably my favorite. We talked to Ham Porkman too. That guy, awesome dude, hilarious name. I love that he calls himself.
I just saw the one you guys did briefly because I wanted to just kind of get the feel of what you were gonna ask and stuff.
Yeah, no, he's the coolest dude. That was my favorite one, the recording for you guys. This is a little bit off topic, but I guess still kind of on topic. You used 2 sound clips in that recording. Are they both from the Nutty Professor? They sound like they're clearly Eddie Murphy. Are those both Nutty Professor clips?
Yes, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they both are from Nutty Professor.
Okay, yeah, because I heard it and I knew the first one was because it was something about how he didn't have titties anymore. But the second one, I was like, there's no way they went double with the Nutty Professor.
Bro, I literally like just went on this site. It was just like a sample site.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the fuck I typed in. Something about smells.
Smell,
Yeah. And
Smells?
that's where one of them came from, and then the other one was like no titties, and I'm like, let's just use both of them. And
Yeah,
that's where the
fucking.
album cover kind of came from too.
Yeah,
Just-
no, it looks sick. I noticed that you guys too. You have a lot of like medical themed song titles. Is that? I mean, obviously, I'm assuming it's on purpose since it's so many. But why the medical theme? Why do you guys go with that?
Well, Justin and I work in the medical field.
Oh damn! I was gonna ask if somebody went to medical school. I was gonna put it in there. Okay, well I guess that's,
Yeah.
But yeah, we were.
Yeah,
I worked
yeah.
in biopharma, and he like repairs like.
scream a little.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, a little bit. You do sound better
okay.
now that you started screaming. But yeah, I could hear you a little bit.
I work in like a biopharma company, and he repairs like surgical instruments
Yeah,
and stuff like that, other medical instruments.
I guess
Yeah.
also just to fit the theme of Goregrind. too.
yeah,
It's kind of, you could do Goregrind themed whatever, I guess. But,
Yeah.
I mean,
right.
I've
That's-
always liked the pathological stuff way more.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
It's like, really sick. So.
Yeah, it looks well too, and I know a lot of people say that it's not as exploitive, as opposed to maybe like doing the same old like raped corpse, and then it's like a dead lady on the front, something a little bit more medical is like, oh, it's kind of educational. It just happens, so people get tumors and shit, and it still looks gnarly.
Yeah, we definitely try to ride the lines of like not being too offensive, and I feel
Yeah.
like medical shit, they're just like medical terms. And stuff.
Right.
So it's
Yeah.
not saying like, oh, I ripped this person's head off and all that shit. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? It's just kind of like, oh, this is a fucking like disease. You know what I mean?
yeah. It happens, and it's scary too, because I mean anybody can get said disease. So I mean it's just as terrifying as like child rapist or whatever the fuck else that they have out there.
Yeah.
So
I mean, real life's already fucking scary enough. You don't have to like make up some weird fucking
yeah.
story. Like,
100%. Your guys' first album, how do you pronounce that word? Because I've been trying all day too. It's like Enden. Is it a heart disease? Like
It's
Aiden?
The first
Oh,
one.
adenocarcinoma.
Yeah. What is that?
It's a kind of cancer.
It's a kind of cancer.
It's a nose cancer.
It's a
It's
nose
Aroma.
cancer. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all right. Yeah, I would have never guessed that. It sounded like a medical disease, but I wasn't sure that. What's the backstory of that album cover?
I threw it together. I'm really into like fetish magazines. It's the
Yeah.
artist Trevor Brown, but yeah, I found it and it worked. I thought it worked really well with the logo. It lined
Yeah,
up
yeah.
really nicely, and I don't know. I pushed it. I was like, yeah, pretty gross. Girls peeing and coming on each other.
Yeah, no, it looks sick. I was just trying to I was confused. I was trying to decipher what it was, and then it looks very like you guys ever listen to the Meat Shits?
Yeah.
One of my favorites. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it gave me a big vibe of that, and I was like, oh, I wonder if this is it just looks a lot like the Meat Shit. So it looks sick though. I thought it was a pretty sick album cover. Something different too. I mean, I feel like even with a lot of like the porno grind bands, they don't often have like, I guess like fetish porn, like any sort of real like sexual art on the front. So it stood out. It was cool.
Yeah, we out of all the shit that we put out, we mostly get the most flack for that. Like,
Really?
public. Yeah, people are trying to say it's X, Y, and Z, but like,
Yeah.
I mean, I could see where they're coming from, but at the end of the day, it's a fucking drawing.
Yeah, it's not anything too crazy. And also, I mean, I think there is a level of like, something can look cool or sound cool and not really have like an immediate effect. When I was talking to Kevin from Sex Prisoner, he was like, yeah, we made the band name like it just sounded cool. We weren't necessarily like advocating for sex prisoners or committing rape or anything. It just seemed it was a cool looking band.
Yeah, of course. I mean, like, someone's gonna say some shit about something.
Right. It'll
like,
never be.
We have like actual like gore and some other like artworks that we have, and like, that's cool. But this one with the fucking drawing of like a couple of chicks, people are like, what the fuck? But I mean, I get it to an
Yeah.
extent. But
Yeah.
People are really
yeah.
touching about like porno-y stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, getting too over the top. Well, there is like a line where it's like something like that, like what you guys had. It's an illustration, like it looks cool. It's not too crazy, but I'm sure if you had like we were talking about the Meat Shits. You've seen some of like their album covers where they are kind of fucking. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. And I mean, it's like also can't say it's misogynist because it's just a bunch of girls having a little
there's no-
fun,
yeah.
little water
Yeah.
sports.
Getting a little crazy.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Nothing
it's
wrong with
it's
that.
the same thing. Nothing wrong with that at all. It would be funny too if it was two guys pissing on each other or blowing
I
each
agree.
other. I mean,
I
that's
agree.
just as fucking cool.
yeah, I was
Um,
gonna say after we did the tit with Torture Pig, I
Yeah.
was like, now we gotta do like a dick or something, so people
Yeah.
don't think we're like on some like nonsense.
No, I mean, that would have been cool because I don't know if you've seen his. He did a split with. I think it was. Damn, I'm forgetting. And he was just on here. I can't remember if it was Bortaint. I think it might have been.
Lipoma?
Yeah, it might have. Yeah, he did a split. Yeah, I think it was Lipoma. Yeah, but they had that pig on the cover, which is gigantic balls, just huge fucking balls.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
he
was like,
definitely. Yeah, you could have rocked something like that. Maybe had some sort of testicular cancer themed
that'll be
thing
the
going
next
on there. Yeah. Put it on the next one, dude. That'll look sick.
I'm gonna give myself ball cancer.
Yeah, give yourself ball cancer, microwave your balls, beat them the fuck up, and then really commit yourself to the bit. The process that you guys have for making music, how does it start? So I know you said you have no bass player, but it's easier without a bass player. So like, I guess it's kind of like a loaded question. Walk us through what is the process for when you guys write a song?
He pretty much writes everything.
So yeah, it's really fucking easy.
Yeah,
Or pretty. It works good for me at least, you know. So I do just pick up my guitar, come up with a riff. I might like fuck around for like a minute, and I'm like, all right, that's it. That's the riff. And then I just put it into this computer program that I use. It translates it into MIDI, but it's all the same notes, and it's like tabs. It's called Tab It.
yeah,
So I put it in there, and then I write the drum lines to it. And then the song kind of sort of writes itself to an extent where like I can look at it visually and I'm like, all right, I could either speed it up, slow it down, do mid-tempo, and then kind of just like seeing it like visually. I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
I have the riff in there, the drums are like this. You know, it makes it way easier. And then I just showed Justin the songs. I might play them like 2 or 3 times. And he's like, all right, I got it. And then we just play it.
yeah,
So it works out really quickly, really easy. We don't have to meet up. Sometimes we'll write a thing like kind of organically. They'll be like, oh, like what about this part here? Maybe we should do that. And I try not to like make it all about myself. So I'm like, all right, yeah, let's do that.
yeah,
But
yeah.
it's mostly, if it wasn't for that program, I feel like we wouldn't have as much music right now because it'd be like a longer process.
Yeah, and it gets it. I see my co-host here, Alex, just joined. What's up, dog?
Hey guys. Hi. Sorry to be unprofessional. I was just waiting for Eli to send me the invite, and I've been filming a music video all afternoon. I just passed the fuck out, but I'm here.
No worries, dude.
Welcome. How's everyone doing? I'm Alex. Me. Yeah. What's everybody's name, real quick?
I'm Al. I play guitar in Aroma.
I'm Justin. I play drums.
Ian, I do vocals.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I listened to all your releases on Bandcamp, guys, and yeah, cool kind of medical themed Goregrind or Pathogrind, I've heard it called as well.
Exactly.
Thought it was pretty sick. You guys are out of Philly. I know I'm 20 minutes late, so keep talking about what you were talking about. I'm really sorry.
No, you're cool. We were talking about the process they have in their song creation. Other than that, we covered basically just what you brought in. You know, a lot of the medical gore grind shit. We're just kind of yapping it up. Talk about their the fetish. They love fetish. They're fetish porn guys and
Whoa.
yeah,
Like,
fetish porn guys. And then they want to get testicular cancer for the next album. It's a big selling point.
Yeah.
for them.
Yeah.
It's in our contract.
Yeah, it's a big marketing thing for them. I had a question for you guys. I watched that video of you on the Rocker show. What
Oh yeah, I
was,
forgot about that.
yeah, what was the process that first of all, those guys are fucking nuts. I'd never seen that before
Yeah.
until I was going through your thing and
They're doing the Barely Breathing Fest. They did it last year. They're doing it again.
yeah.
My bad. What was the question?
Just what was it like being on there? They just had you guys come in and play. You were just a musical guest. You didn't perform in any of the
Yeah, we like dressed up as Santa or something.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
It really wasn't anything weird because he's a good homie of ours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was just like hanging out with a friend. Obviously pretty funny because put on the suits and shit.
Yeah.
It was just chill, you know, just hanging out with a homie basically.
Yeah. It was a crazy thing. I like that concept though of just having people come out. Like, I mean, I guess they're doing the kind of a. I saw him play cactus football, and then I saw the dude get his. Were you there when the guy got his nipples pierced with the? What the fuck are they put on
They
Christmas
film
trees?
all that shit like separately.
Yeah, they just had us come in. The venue was like empty, but it's
Yeah.
like garage outside his house.
My
Yeah.
my other band has been on like a couple times, and the one time we were just playing music, but well, I mean both times we were, but the one time we did it in the back of a moving U-Haul.
Oh, how was that? That sounds like it would be extremely hard.
Yeah,
that was
we
probably-
set up like a little Jenny, and then he kind of Deacon drove us around in the U-Haul, and he was like eating a chalupa or some shit like that, and had 0 hands on the wheel, and was basically just trying to like hit bumps and shit, and Yeah, my kit fell over.
Yeah, well, I mean, you could only do so much, I guess, in that particular environment.
Yeah.
You guys had it like duct tape down, right?
We had some shit duct taped down.
Yeah, I feel okay. Well, I mean, I guess that might have helped a little bit. What's your other band?
Charcuterie.
Charcuterie. Oh, I listened to them before. Oh, okay, yeah. I think you
That's a
might
good
have been.
name.
You guys might have been. I did a Halloween compilation album like years ago with the guy from Night Animal Records. Were you a part of that? I think were you
Oh
guys on
yeah,
that?
yeah. I think we did a couple tracks for that. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Oh, damn, dude, that's crazy. Yeah, Charcuterie's a sick ass band too. Damn, dude, that's awesome.
Thanks.
Yeah, small world, man.
Yeah, it's
small
kind of
fucking
how
world.
this band got started. I was at a charcuterie show, and Justin was like, "Yeah, I'm trying to start another project," and I'm like, "Oh, I play guitar," and he's like, "Cool." And I was like, I sent him some shit, and he's like, "I like this. Let's do this."
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
One
I
of
mean,
those
you can't.
tracks on that comp was also like incidentally was like about a piss kink. So
About a piss kink? All right, damn, dude. So you've been hitting me with the piss
that was
kinks
the
and all
through
kinds
line.
of all the fetishes and stuff. So that's really just how you guys started. You just saw him on a show and kind of
Yeah,
said, "Hey,
pretty
like,
much. I like.
Yeah.
It was kind of crazy to see like actual like, kind of like sort of contemporary esque Goregrind, like in Philly, because it's always just fucking on Bandcamp or like online. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like, I feel like it's hard to actually see this shit live. It doesn't really happen.
that is true. That is
It's
true.
like
I don't know.
hard in between, especially in Philly. And then I was like, wow, this is actually like real Goregrind, like in Philly.
Yeah.
So I was like really fucking hyped. And a bunch of my homies were talking about them, like, oh, Charcuterie's really cool. They're my friends. And like, I never saw them. And I finally saw them, like, dude, this is fucking sick. And then he just came up to me and was just bullshitting. And I was like, dude, this is fucking awesome that he's asking me to like do a thing with him, you know, because I think he's a great drummer.
Yeah,
So yeah, that's basically it. He just was like, yeah, I want to do a new thing, and that was it.
yeah. That's
I
fucking
just
sick, man.
creeped in, Justin and I would talk about horror movies and shit. It's the same,
Yeah,
like,
I just saw them both. Like,
Yeah.
So many shows.
it's
so.
like the same 10 to 20 people at every single show.
Yeah.
So you get to know everyone pretty quickly.
Yeah, it's kind of just a
Really
revolving door of
like-
bands.
My bad, what?
So it's just kind of like a revolving door of bands.
Pretty much, yeah. The scene's not massive for this genre in general, especially.
Yeah. Yeah. What is it like? Because I've been to Philly before, but every time I've ever been there, it's been for like hardcore shows. I know you guys have a very solid like hardcore
Hardcore is
community,
massive.
but
It's huge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's like the main shit here.
There's a lot of crust as well.
yeah.
Punk and hardcore. That's basically it.
Yeah, well, you guys do this as hardcore there, don't you? Do they still do that? Are they still doing this
It's
as
still
hardcore?
good,
Coming up in like,
Yeah, it's like next month. Or
Yeah,
something,
it's
right?
a couple
Or August
weeks.
or something.
Yeah,
it's at the end of July, right?
yeah. I
Like that?
want to somewhere in that area. I know Philadelphia definitely has like all of the hardcore bands of guys that want to fight. Like anytime I'm at a hardcore show and there seems to be a brawl of some kind or a fight, it was always based around like guys who are from Philadelphia. So I mean, you guys do have that going for you. You have probably the
Yeah, I mean, my
What
other
held
band.
this face?
My bad, what?
Go Birds.
Go Birds.
over.
My other band, Shunt, just played at this place called Bonks, and it was kind of like a mixed bill. That band, what's that fucking slam
It was in
band?
Jest, and then
Restrictor played.
Yeah, Restrictor
Yeah.
played, and a few others.
But yeah, there was like a massive fucking fight there because there was a hardcore
course.
band that played. And,
Of course.
Yeah. So Shunt, my other band, they're like kind of like death grindy, and they're like, "Holy shit! Like, dude, I can't believe that happened." I'm like, I'm not surprised at all. dude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd be surprised if that didn't happen.
Yeah,
it's
I'm always-
almost guaranteed.
with the Goregrind or grindcore people, it's just like usually people drinking, smoking, like standing in the back, arms
Oh, yeah,
crossed,
yeah,
nodding their
yeah.
head, doing a little of that, talking
Yeah.
about horror movies or what,
Yeah.
like stupid shit. It's like,
We were kind of lucky at the album release show that we just did. People were going fucking crazy, and that doesn't happen for Goregrind.
Yeah.
You know, we were saying like Ian usually runs into the crowd and shit. He almost couldn't even.
yeah, couldn't move.
Couldn't even do it.
Yeah.
'Cause
It
people are going,
rocks though.
so
You
that was
guys
a
also
rare
do-
instance where
I
people
feel
go ham at a Goregrind show.
Yeah, I feel like you guys though, you sound I guess better for a Gore. Like I feel like listening to Gore, and I do like Goregrind, but I do think that you guys have like a better sound to it. There's almost like death, kind of death metal-y elements to it of while listening to it. It doesn't just sound like straight. No disrespect to some of the Gore bands, but some of those can be a little.
Childish.
I have the same comment. I think like sometimes like really traditional gore grind, especially the stuff leaning to pathogrind, can be more about like a a soundscape with like gurgling and so like where this is like I was still like nodding my head like the
Yeah,
meme
that's
with
sick.
Jay-Z where he's going like this. I was like yeah,
Yeah.
the song about evacuating a uterus with a suction machine.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely try to actually like write music.
Yeah,
Don't-
yeah.
'cause I do think that there's a time and a place for that shit. But like, I don't know. I like to at least have some tangible parts and some like parts where you can't hear what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like
Yeah.
it's a par for the course, though. Like, it's just, it fits in with the genre. But I do like that you guys, maybe put some riffs in there, change it up a little bit. Like Moiscus, you got the Moiscus T on. Moiscus is an example of that, too. Like, they're good. They have a lot of death elements to it. Like, it's just not
Oh,
so,
yeah.
you
Definitely
know.
some like brutal slamming parts for
Yeah,
sure.
exactly.
Yeah. It's really sick. It's
Yeah,
definitely
that's kind of what
so.
we do.
I do have I have a couple of questions that I want to ask that I've been asking all the bands to come on here, and I know Greg, who runs the channel, he likes that I get these opinions from people. So I guess first we'll start with guilty pleasure music. Is there anything that you guys listen to that's maybe not so like heavy and tough and fucking
Probably like 100 gex.
100 get? I forgot
Yeah.
about them. They were really
that's
popular
like,
for a
I
while.
probably don't want to tell people I like them. I don't know if it's not a guilty pleasure, but I listen to a shit ton of rap.
Yeah, I love rap music though. Philadelphia has a very good rap scene, but they also their drill rappers in Philadelphia are probably just as I would say on the wild side as like the Chicago rappers as far as like they will just kill a guy and then immediately go record a video like with all of the evidence on and like, just completely
Yeah, yeah.
self-snitch for like 5 straight minutes.
Talking about like Mr. Disrespectful.
Yeah, him and then there's the is it YBC Duel? YBC Duel. There's a bunch of YBC guys. Yeah, those guys they do, it gets a little extreme, but you guys have a lot of good rap music out there.
Definitely. Sure. I guess my guilty pleasure is more of like a lack of listening to, where it's like I'll go to like MDF and people are like, "Oh, you listen to this death metal band and that band." I'm like, honestly, don't really fuck with like every genre of metal,
Yeah,
So
I
it's
feel that.
more like, I guess it's more of like the lack of what I like is more like my
Yeah.
guilty thing to an extent, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I can see that. I feel like also the older you get, people kind of get into the feeling of just listening to a lot of the same band. Like there's probably like 30 bands that I listen to consistently, and I'll always listen to new stuff. But there's like a guaranteed like if I get in the car, I'll put on one of these bands like 90% of the time. Sorry to cut you guys off. I know you're about to tell me your other. I'm assuming.
We're just conversating. Yeah. What's yours?
I would say recently it's shit that's like Incubus, Crossfade, Audio
Okay.
Slave, that kind of shit.
Okay, I like that.
That is guilty.
Yeah, that's guilty. Like I have a Sade shirt on, but that's not guilty.
No. The Audio Slave is butt rock. That is a little funky.
Yeah.
Yeah, I listen to like a lot of different shit, like I don't know, world music or like fucking dream pop, whatever. But I guess guilty would have to be like the shit I was listening to in like elementary, middle school, like fucking Warped Tour metalcore shit.
Oh, dude, everybody had a little
Like
phase with
Attila,
that.
Someone just like horrible music. Yeah, fucking
Here's a good guilty pleasure.
Asking Alexandria, Census Fail, like just some horrendous shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, no one can hear me listening to this
No.
and singing along.
Yeah.
That's guilty.
I feel that. I actually did listen to Attila, that Rage album. I listened to it when I was driving to work the other day. I hate to admit it, but since you brought it up, really wasn't that bad. I listened to it. It was
Great,
pretty,
yeah, it's great.
It kind of holds
enjoyed it.
up, which is sad.
Yeah, it really is. And I have a buddy who he toured with Shai Hulud, and I think they played some show or something.
I think they're pretty good.
Yeah, Shai Hulud's okay. He said that they played a show though with Attila, and he said that the singer for Attila was like one of the nicest guys ever. And he's
Oh,
like,
really?
I think that he
The
was just doing a
Fonz?
bit. Yeah, he
He's
said
like
he was
a
like,
straight up dick.
yeah, I
he
know, that's
sounds
what I
like
thought
the
too.
That's awesome.
I thought the
That's
same
cool,
thing.
though.
I was like, damn, I think this, like, just from what he posts on the internet and, like, the way he acts, I was like, this guy's probably insufferable. But then my buddy was like, no, he's, like, really nice, and he does it all for a bit, and he's like, I think it's just a big marketing thing.
Gotta
And I
be
was
an
like,
act.
Yeah.
he's like, all right. Kind of painful to do that all the time, though. I mean, we just talked about how much we think he's a prick and an asshole, and I would have just thought that forever until somebody told me. Like,
I'm definitely guilty of doing like a character from time to time. You're like, this guy's a dick. I'm like, nah, I'm just fucking with
no,
you.
I'm just, yeah. I think it's kind of natural, though. It's for everyone, especially you get a little bit in the shtick coma, like busting balls.
You got to, dude. Especially at shows, like loosen the tension a little bit.
Yeah, because you know how it goes. A lot of shows, and I know at grind shows not so much. Like guys are a little bit easier going and like easy to approach and talk to. Hardcore shows though, I think a lot of people do suffer from like tough guy syndrome and like too cool for the room. They don't want to interact with people, and so
Definitely.
that's I think that creates a lot of that. Like, oh, I'm gonna act like a maybe not an ass, but I'm gonna be like a little dork for the next 2 hours while I'm at this show just to kind of ease it
Yeah.
up in here a little bit.
They're way less likely to walk up to someone and be like, "Yo, sick shirt! Like, I know about this band." Da, da, da.
Yeah,
The hardcore
there's-
show, they're just like this the whole time. Like,
Literally, there will be none of that. There will be no conversation unless it's like guys wanting to fight at some point in time. Unless somebody,
they walk up
Chris
to you like,
wants to
"Yo, do
fight.
you want to fight?"
Yeah, it's like no, dude. I'm just enjoying the show. I'm enjoying the show. How do you guys feel about the AI album covers?
Love them.
Not a fan, not a fan.
Yeah.
I think
Tell
AI
the
is
truth.
awesome.
I like the.
If it's good, it's good.
I like the. I remember Pestilence came out with the new AI album cover, and like I saw it on Facebook, and it was just like them arguing with everyone in the comments. Same with the Deicide album cover. It was like it was just they like have to like fight for it. It's like just give it up, and they're like, oh,
Yeah.
like it's progressive, like it's a new technology, and that's what we've always been about. It's like no, you're just fucking lazy or don't want to pay an actual artist. To do
Yeah,
it.
straight up.
I love
I feel
AI.
that. You love AI. I think it's funny to me. I just feel I see a lot of the people arguing about it, and I just think that sometimes the people calling like AI, it's like it's not creative. It's not, which it isn't. And I'm not really a big AI fan. I just think there's something comical about people complaining about it, and then a lot of other bands' album covers are literally just like a screenshot from a wrestling match, and they turn it black and white, and then they just put their logo like in the corner. I don't, it's just funny to be like die on that hill when there's so much of that in the.
I feel like
Insane.
also it's like they haven't gotten the kinks out of it yet. You know, like the Deicide and Pestilence album got so much shit because you can
They
fucking
suck, yeah.
tell immediately it's AI. Like it's gonna get to the point where
Yeah.
you can't tell and it's gonna look better. But it's like, do you want that to like be written in history? Like that cover, you know? It's
I
like,
could see
Right.
that, but
Right.
I don't know. I think it's just like it's kind of like you said. Like we just do such brain dead shit. It's like
Yeah.
look at this person's throat slit open. Let's use that as
Yeah,
an
yeah.
Same thing with AI. I'm like, oh, just type in throat slit and boom, that's the album cover. I love that.
Yeah, yeah. I do think there is definitely you can tell by looking at AI that it is AI, so it does have like a funky look. But I do just think there's something comedic about all that bitching and moaning about it to then turn around and praise an album that's like a
Yeah.
screenshot from Dumb and Dumber, like Xerox or something.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
well, let's.
I totally agree with that. Definitely.
For
Yeah,
sure.
it's a little fucking silly.
Sorry, what?
Well,
Was that?
what about the name, guys? Did we talk about that? How'd you land on Aroma?
That's mostly this guy's thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I just like one word names that like
So like one day
imply
you
something.
smelled like fresh baked cinnamon rolls, and you're like,
Yeah, like it could be nice, but it's probably not so nice. you
Yeah,
know?
it was mostly from
Mhm.
smallpox aroma.
Well, I mean,
Smallpox.
I just
Well, like you were, it was like
I came up with it, and then I realized that there was another band that used the word aroma in it, but like, and I was like, I don't know if we should, but I thought it was different enough.
okay. I thought you said it was an inspiration.
No, it was just like I was like, I thought it sounded cool and implied something gross potentially.
Yeah, he also
Yeah,
names
I hear
no,
you
it
different
does.
with that.
and I totally
also
agree about
named
one word names. They go hard, and they're not making any more of them, So take what
yeah.
you can get.
Yeah, get what you get. You're right though. Aroma fits with that too, because there's something oddly ominous about it, especially when paired with, some of the song titles and the, it gives off a good vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean we have the meat shield split we have has the fucking like air freshener in it, so
Yeah,
I feel like you can
Could be
definitely
a
do
good
lot
smell.
with this whole theme.
yeah. Damn, dude, that's great. Alex.
Yes, boss.
Yeah, there you go. I was gonna say you have any video questions.
Yeah, which release are you guys most proud of? Which one is the most recent? What do you got in the works? What's happening next? Are you playing shows right now?
So I think we possibly have a show coming up with Haggis in October.
Ooh.
October
That'll be
11th.
sick.
Yeah, it hasn't been like
It's
we're
not-
still working it out.
It's not finalized, so maybe it's not worth saying,
Yeah.
but I'm sure we're on that bill possibly.
Yeah, yeah.
We're kind of sort of taking a break from like jumping on like every show because it just feels more just feels better to play like a few shows here and there, more like important, like bigger shows. When we first
Yeah.
started, sometimes we played 3 shows a fucking month, and we're like, dude, people don't want to keep seeing us in Philly. Like, it doesn't make sense.
Right.
But now we're kind of just focused on writing. I just want to do like a bunch of like endless splits. But yeah, my favorite album would have to be the last one, just because that's our full length, and it definitely has our best writing. It kind of took me a while to get to this point where I'm at with writing, and like opening up like this weird creative area of Goregrind where it can actually have a lot of substance to it. You know what I mean? So definitely the last release is my favorite. We did just record 5 songs that we are 4. Was it 5?
It was only 4.
4 songs that we're doing with. It's kind of up in the air with who we're splitting right now, but I believe it's gonna probably be with Posthumous Regurgitation. They kind of sort of okayed it, or maybe okayed it the other day. So that's what's coming up, and then
That stuff's really good. I'm really proud of that material for sure. It sounds
Ooh,
really
hell
good.
yeah.
I'd say the full length, but I think I like the Meat Shield split the most. I think, but that's also less songs, so it feels a bit more cohesive
like
for
that
me.
one too.
But the full length, especially the opener, I got to I got to record the sample for the intro with all my instruments I work on at work, all the surgical instruments, and then we added the sample from Hostel, which is we're big fans of the Hostel series. So
Hostel's a good series. Hostel is a
Yeah.
pretty good series.
Sorry, so the full length is Facial Defilement and Reconstruction?
That's a
that's
live,
a live
album.
album.
Oh.
The
Which
full
is
length-
sick.
That one, I like that one.
I like that one a lot
one's
too,
turned
yeah.
out really good. The
Yeah,
full length
okay.
is Mountains of Odorous Decay.
Mountains of Odorous Decay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
yes,
probably
yes.
my favorite release. That's like a shit
I
ton of
agree.
work. I literally like wrote some of those songs like a year ago, so to be able to finally like get it out.
Yeah, we've been like just sitting on it, and, like waiting.
All right, let's throw out some track names. Track 1, Emesis Bag Feast. What is an emesis bag? Is it like
no idea.
it's like a
And
philosophy bag?
It just means like vomiting, so I would assume that it's like eating
Oh.
vomit out of the
We
bag.
got-
Vomit out of a
Ooh.
bag.
Okay.
We got all the song titles from my friend who's
Yeah.
she's studying med right now. So I was like, hey, just she was complaining about like gore noise and gore grind bands that weren't all the medical terms and names weren't accurate, or they just slapped together names and put it together.
Yeah, she literally wrote.
So I was like, yo, we got like 13, 14 tracks. Can you write all the song titles for them? And she was like, yeah, I'll make
Yeah.
it all accurate. And I was like, cool.
They're pretty
So
fucking gross too.
We basically did what all those people that use AI,
Yeah, pretty much. It was a real human, yeah.
but we used the real person.
No. I think accurate. I'm a big science guy. Accuracy is critical. We got intestinal
sound good.
perforation causing severe sepsis, overdose of intravenous epinephrine, opiate-induced hyperalgesia, bacterial organisms attached to fallopian tubes.
That's
That's a good-
That's
we
the
play
only
that one a
one.
lot.
That's the only
I
one
like that one.
The name at least.
Yeah, that one you can take at face value. For
That was a sick
example,
one, yeah.
though,
Yeah, you can.
ventriculoperitoneal shunt calcification. That would mean, I think that means like putting a needle in your taint, right? Your like,
What is the
Your-
first one again?
ventriculoperitoneal, like your perineum. I don't know, man. I'm not a fucking doctor.
So like
I'm not a
shunt
brain
is-
surgeon.
His other band is called Shunt, but I'm pretty sure his shunt is like where you attach one chamber of like the heart, say, of an organ. You like create a shortcut from one chamber to another, so that it bypasses a whole bunch of shit internal to the organ. So like
Okay.
there's like shunts in the heart where you would go from like the ventricle to whatever, the aorta. You know what I mean?
Are you
To
making
bypass-
this shit up?
No, look it up.
I'm gonna take it in words. It sounds.
We
smart.
won't know if he is making it up. I trust you completely. Okay. And like, what's the big draw to Pathogrind or medical themes? I've heard other artists say that they think it's kind of its own horror in that it's like anxiety about the body or things going wrong or getting cancer is scary, and so that's a way to make kind of spooky music.
I think
Or it could just be like a gross out thing. But I want to hear your like what made you want to be like, this is the concept, this is what we're doing.
honestly, for me, it's just kind of like a shortcut to like an extreme reaction. You know what I mean? I guess you can call it like an edgelord. I guess if you suppose.
Yeah, shock value.
Yeah, exactly. But this is also a way to do it of like writing the lines of like not being like too offensive. You know what I mean? Because I could write a song about like ripping someone's head off and fucking it or something. But then it's like, all right, that's a little bit that's kind of fucked up. So it's kind of like writing the line of like, all right, this is just fucking medical terms, you know what I mean?
Mm.
Yeah.
I like just I think there's a beauty in death, you know, and like just the extreme nature of it. And I don't think you should live fully ignorant towards that stuff. I think you should be exposed to the good and bad of life, and otherwise it'll hit you all at once.
Yeah.
But also, I like extreme music. I like noisecore and gore noise and some porno grind, and I just really like, the most extreme things. It's like bottom of the barrel. You just keep digging and finding the craziest shit you can find.
Yeah. I respect you guys for being able to be way into that. All the medical terms and use the medical gram. I'm a humongous like hypochondriac, and I constantly am worried that there's something wrong with me. There's no way that I could ever like research that much into that stuff for writing that. Like I would be at the hospital all the time. I'm always concerned that there's something wrong with me.
I'm like that too, but like paradoxically, I also refuse to go to the doctor. So.
Oh, I see. I'm kind of the same way, but I'll start Googling shit, and then as soon as like everything always leads to like cancer. So as soon as I Google, my shoulder hurts. It's like, well, because you're everything's failing and you're gonna die. And then I freak out, and then I immediately go to the doctor, and they're like, please stop coming to see us. You were perfectly fine. Go away.
It's like you definitely have cancer. It's like
Oh yeah.
You're like, you have histopathology of suppurative ringworm.
I can track this if I have it.
This is a track from the Torture Pig split. It runs 1 minute and 19 seconds long. Ringworm is, of course, a fungus that you get.
Yeah, ringworm is gross.
Yeah, it's gross.
Yeah,
It's not a worm, it's a fungus. Common
got it from
misconception.
the wrestling mats.
Oh, you got it from wrestling mats? Yeah, I feel like that happens a lot. That and staph infection, people get them from wrestling mats.
Yeah.
sounds
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah, terrible. Were you a good wrestler? Who was the wrestler?
No, I was horrible.
You're
I
horrible. Yeah,
think I won one match, and it was against like a girl.
Wait, you wrestled?
Yeah, I wrestled. I wrestled when I was like in like 4th grade or 3rd grade.
What the fuck?
I sucked at most sports. My parents were like, "Yeah, if you don't want to do this anymore, you don't have to." I'm like, "All right, cool. I'm gonna learn bass." And
that rocks. I mean, it worked out. I guess it worked out better. Wrestling is.
Bass is not playing it.
yeah, not playing Aroma. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, wrestling is a I was like a super fat kid, so I did not like to like having to put a singlet on, so I immediately quit. And it also was not like the WWF, which is why I wanted to be a wrestler. I was like a little ass kid when it happened. I was like, this is nothing like.
That's not real wrestling.
No, yeah, exactly. I was like, this is not what I thought it was going to be.
Nah, yeah, I used to be a huge wrestling fan when I was a kid.
Yeah, dude, back in the day, it was fucking sick. It's kind of whack now. I try to watch it every now and then, but yeah, it was fucking awesome.
I literally had like the most fucking like autism towards wrestling as a kid.
Dude, same. That I could name just so much stupid shit for at least from when I used to watch it as a kid. After like 2008, I'm useless with it, but back in the day, dude, that was my shit.
Same, bro.
Horror movies. You guys big horror guys. Is Hostel the number one movie, number one series? What's number one?
For me, I like the psychological shit too. Like I know Justin and I both like Jacob's Ladder, but I'd say Maniac's probably my favorite like slasher.
Yeah.
But I like all the B movie stuff like Trauma, Full Moon, like the shitty like straight to video. Like I'm a big VHS collector, so
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of a movie, a Brandon Cronenberg movie called Infinity Pool. I don't know if you've seen that one.
I have not. No, I'm bad with movies, but
That's one of my favorites. It's more like a psychological thing, I guess. It's like a body horror type.
Yeah.
And then I'm also really into like Evil Dead, Army of Darkness is one of my favorites.
Yeah. Okay, so
Yeah.
over the top violence and gore and body horror. I think these are all themes that come out in your music,
Yeah.
Pretty
in a
much.
big way.
I can't really
That's
watch
cool.
movies because I have like a stupid attention span.
I respect that so much.
Yeah. I put in 10 minutes and I'm like, shut this shit off.
No, dude,
I
same
don't
though.
watch movies at all.
It's not just you, man. Like I used to read books, and now all I do is watch 6-second videos on my phone like this all day and all night.
Yeah. As
Exactly.
far as like television goes, it's just like Family Guy and basketball is like all I ever watched. I don't even know. It's like the only things I ever consume.
The only thing I could really watch is Chopped, but they just took it
Chopped
off
rocks.
HBO, so I don't know what else to watch anymore.
Have you watched Cutthroat Kitchen? Any of you guys?
Yeah,
It's a good one.
That's a
just
good
like-
one. That's a good one.
It's good.
it's
That's a
just
good
kind
one,
of
dude.
like, oh, dude, make something in this tiny pan. I'm like,
For some reason, that's like really entertaining though. Like my girlfriend and I watched like 4 hours of that the other day. I could not get enough of it.
it is
I love that
entertaining,
show.
but I don't know.
It's so
Chopped has
funny.
a little bit more integrity behind it, where it's like that one's like, I'm like, what are they doing? Like, why?
Yeah, I respect people making like a whole Thanksgiving turkey in an easy bake oven though. Like there's something
Yeah,
that's very
exactly.
interesting about it.
Definitely. Dude.
That's fucking sick. Oh man, I feel like I had. Oh, how do you guys feel about cats? Greg likes to ask about how are we feeling? Are we cat people over here?
Big cat guy.
Big
I like
cat guy?
cats.
I'm
I like
more,
them.
more of
Okay.
a dog guy.
Yeah, I'm more of a dog guy.
I like them
I
all.
respect that though. I respect that. Yeah, I'm a big cat guy too. He wanted
Dude,
to.
definitely like cats. What's your
Yeah.
cat's name?
Wait.
Yeah, I
Tell
have a
us,
cat named
Eli.
Toby.
Greg from the Goregrinder channel, our host.
Yeah.
He likes cats so much that he wants you to ask every guest
Big
about
into
cats.
cats. Well, he didn't say we have to
we
ask
see-
every guest.
we watch
He
the
likes to get.
channel, like, on the daily.
He's big on pussy.
He's yeah big as we all are, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what
he
we're
was,
here for.
He was just asking me. He was like, "Yeah, if you want to ask some questions, ask about the cats." I said, "Yeah, dude, I'll ask about the cats." I like it though. I like getting to know the bands. It's kind of my whole. I wanted to just kind of get the backstory of the guys who come on the show. So it's cool to talk music, but it's also like now I know that you guys fucked with Chopped. We had a wrestler on here. We love horror movies. Like I feel like this is just interesting stuff to me. But again,
No,
this
of
is
course it is.
this is my autism for extreme music. I'm like, well, I wonder what these guys do when they're not making blast beats. How do they spend their time?
Yeah, we're not evil people.
Yeah.
No, you guys are angels. It's always interesting to get to know the bands. Like the more avant-garde or out there it is, or like I'm not gonna say you guys are incels, but we like when we used to do the show years ago, we'd review like new releases from tiny, unknown, like basement one-man porno grind guys, and it'd be like, who is this? Who made this? Like,
Yeah.
where did
You're
they
out
go
there. You're
wrong?
like-
You know?
You're an actual freak.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, I love sweet chili heat Doritos and my mom. And,
They just come on and they're like the nicest, most normal guy ever. He's like, yeah, I just been playing Banjo Kazooie for fucking 10 years straight now. And it's like, oh, hell yeah, dude.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
fuck,
we're
man.
just,
Well,
we're pretty much just ADD autistic people. That's basically it.
same, dude. I'm in the exact same boat. I'm not going to lie. What do you have tattooed on your neck right there? What is it?
is that a fidget spinner?
I actually just got this. It's just a rhino beetle.
Okay.
Oh, that's sick.
That's fucking sick.
Yeah. Everyone's always like, was that a butterfly? I'm like, no, dude. It's a beetle.
Damn, dude,
Yeah, I'm
not a
seeing you
butterfly.
guys in like 240p right now, so I don't.
Yeah, it comes and goes. That's
Yeah, I went to,
that's the beauty of Zencaster.
yeah, this dude, a.k.a. Abram did it. He's a really good artist around here. Does like, it's kind of like neo-trad-esque.
Yeah, fuck
All
it,
right.
dude. It looks sick.
How about
man.
your logo? It's completely unintelligible, totally blown out. Who did that?
Which rocks?
I guess it wasn't AI.
That was drawn by the guitarist and vocalist in my other band, Charcuterie. So he drew something that was legible, and it kind of looked like the Dead Infection logo a little bit, but a little less with like drippy and shit. And then we gave that to Ian, and
Yeah, I just squashed it and squeezed it down. That's it. I was like, this is way too readable. I'm like, all right, how about now? All right.
Yeah, we
So
were
looks
going
like-
back and forth for a little bit. I was like drawing some shit, and then we came up with this, and I was like, this is perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks good, dude. I think it looks
It has
good.
a look. What made you guys want to go with something completely illegible? Like I can't recognize any letters in there. I would. Not, I studied it for 1,000 years. I wouldn't be able to tell that it says Aroma. And there's lots of bands like that, right? But everybody has a
Look
different.
Far away,
like-
you can read it. Like, it looked like really far away.
I don't know, man. It looks like
You can
it looks
see-
like bird shit on the front of a Subaru Forester.
I feel like it definitely adds a lot of attention because people are like, what the fuck is that?
It grabs you, but it also. Would you say that it kind of helps you stay obscure and out there
Yeah.
and underground?
Yeah.
Can we all admit that that's part of the appeal to like make the least
Yeah.
possible?
Anytime I'm scrolling through Bandcamp and I see like a really weird fucking logo, I'm like, I gotta see what this is.
You just got to check it out. Got to see what's
Yeah.
going. It looks good on the long sleeves too, though. I saw you guys had some shirts up there on your Bandcamp. It fit well on the sleeves. Like, it looks good. Logos like that always fit well on merch. Like, it just looks good.
Yeah. Sometimes it's weird in flyers because everyone wants to go across, but we
Yeah.
go kind of down.
Yeah,
Sometimes it ends up with some weird shit here and there, but most of the time it fits nice.
yeah, yeah. I think it looks good. What's on the wall in between you guys back there? It looks like a axe of some kind.
Battle axe.
Battle axe.
There's some half-drawn shit. This is just our rehearsal space. We're gonna rehearse after this.
Yeah, we play. We're in a room with a bunch of people, like Devil Masters in this room. This band called Spider. Who else is in here?
Bogside Sniper Squadron is in here.
Covered in Swords used to be in here. I don't know if you
Yeah.
guys know them.
Bastard Cross is also in here.
Yeah,
Best
so
Christopher.
I believe this is the dude Brendan's like wife that drew that
It is,
shit. She
yeah.
never finished
okay.
it. It's been like that forever. But yeah, we share this space with a lot of people, so a lot of people put up random shit.
Yeah. Stuff in there. I thought it was like an actual axe. I thought maybe you guys were doing some kind of like LARPers or something. Yeah, I thought it would have been sick. Yeah,
Hell yeah.
Shout out to
All right,
the
well,
Black Metal.
for our listeners, be sure to check out Aroma on Bandcamp. They're aroma4.bandcamp.com. I would say a good jumping off point is their full lengths, like they said, which is, of course, Mountains of Odorous Decay, which I'm sure has its own aroma to it, of course. And you can check out the merch. They got tapes, they got CDs, they got shirts, they got pins. Everything is
Hell yeah.
very reasonably priced. They're on Spotify as well, of course.
Super sick band.
Or if you're in Philly, go see the homies. They're really
Hell yeah.
nice dudes.
Thank you
Thanks, guys.
Yes. Yeah, and if there's anything you guys want to plug before we wrap it up, anything you want to say, the floor is yours.
ADD rules.
ADD rules. Okay.
Shout out ADD.
Follow the Aroma Instagram account.
Yeah, check out my other band, Charcuterie.
Yeah.
We
They're
also
sick
have
as hell.
we have a noisecore project we're working on.
Oh, hell
Yeah.
yeah.
What's that called?
Hellraiser themed, but also halal themed.
Oh,
Hellraiser and
all
Halal.
right.
Okay, I like that. I'm into
Okay.
that.
I'm a sucker for alliteration and
Yeah.
Islam. So,
I was going to say this earlier. We actually used AI to change like quotes from the movie Hellraiser into things about a halal truck.
the new flesh.
I'm
So
excited
check
for
it
that.
out. Might be coming out on Baby Chico, or I might self-release it on my Gore Noise label,
Yeah.
Room Rot.
And that's the two of us and our buddy Ken from Blemish. I don't know if you know the band Blemish.
I think I do.
I don't.
I think I do.
They're really good. Check them out too.
Yeah.
Check out Blemish.
Also, yeah, check out my other band, Shunt. It's like
Shunt?
grind.
Yeah, hell yeah.
There
All
you
right.
go.
Thank you guys so
Heard
much
it
for
here
coming
first.
on. Heard it here first.
Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah, thanks for having
Yeah.
us.
Thank you guys.
Yeah.
This was super
Oh,
fun.
you guys are great. Tell your friends. We're doing this weekly. We got Eli, we got me, we got another host called Sam. We might even bring in, if we can get him, our boy Gonilok, who's a big heavy metal historian on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
And so shout out to the Philly scene. Shout out to
Philly.
everybody with autism making music by themselves in their basement or with their buddies. And shout out to Big Greg over
Yeah,
in
shout out
the
Greg, man.
islands of Greece, who's
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
got us hosted on this big ass channel.
Shout out to my
And
dog.
shout out to all the listeners. Also, sorry I slept through the first 20 minutes.
It's okay,
That's
man.
okay.
It's
I was
all
having a
Sorry,
nightmare
Doug.
too.
We were chatting it up. All right, thanks, guys.
Thank
All
Be
right.
you.
strong, boy.